All right, we are back here in Florida with the finals. We have Ian playing Kevin, Raikou / Palkia versus K-Swas, I guess. Both trainers are kind of running fairly standard Big Six teams. Actually, is this an exact mirror? Except for that Clefairy.
Yeah, Ian's Clefairy. Not Ian. Kevin. It is Ian.
It is Ian.
Yeah, the difference is Clefairy and Salamence. So Kevin's looking for something with the double Mega, which gives him almost 2 options involving Mega Pokemon, whereas Ian's stuck with just the one. So most likely he's going to be ringing Kangaskhan every game.
Yeah, just to recap, in case someone just tuned in or people can't remember, Ian is running the Groudon, Xerneas, Smeargle, Kangaskhan, Talonflame, and Clefairy team against Kevin's Xerneas, Groudon, Salamence, Kangaskhan, Talonflame, and Smeargle. Are we finally going to see the Clefairy?
I think if there's a time to pull it out, now is the time. Interesting enough, they're both bringing the Smeargle, a divisive figure to say the least. They're both running Moody, I can confirm. So there could end up being essentially a match where they just look for the right boosts.
Yeah, I mean, Moody really did work last game for Raikou.
If Ian can pull out +4 evasion again, he'll probably be okay. The chances of that slim, not the statistician to just pull it out. Is it a 7th times a 7th? So 1 in 49 chance.
I believe so, yeah.
The plus, but
I mean, this is
over
Pokemon.
2%, and yeah, crits happen at 6%. So.
All right, we're going to see a Xerneas Talonflame lead from Kevin versus Ian's Smeargle and Kangaskhan lead, so possibly already fishing for those Moody boosts.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to have the Smeargle look for them, you may as well start looking for them right off the bat. And it's kind of almost free to do what it wants. I mean, Kangaskhan's got Fake Out pressure, Talonflame's off to bring Quick Guard to prevent that. So
do you think we'll see like a Fake Out Dark Void here? I mean,
there's no real reason not to.
You could Fake Out the Talonflame, and then, I mean, once Talonflame's asleep, that pretty much removes the immediate threat for Smeargle.
I mean, you say it has Quick Guard. If you have to Quick Guard to stop the Fake Out, then the Fake Out's essentially done its job. I mean, you're not attacking, you're not damaging the Smeargle, and it's, it could be free to do what it wants, assuming, it's the Sash. It's then going to be alive to fish for a boost.
Yeah, I mean, if Ian tries to stop Xerneas from setting up Geomancy here, the Quick Guard could be huge, but in any other situation, I don't know, if I were Kevin, I think I'd want to just double in on that Smeargle. We're not going to see that, though. Kangaskhan goes away, and he sends in not Crest the Salamence.
A little different in typing and looks.
Yeah, that is not a Cresselia. I'm fairly positive that is not a Cresselia.
Not at all. But it's in. It gets to intimidate the Kangaskhan, which is nice. The Intimidate's wasted on the Smeargle. It's not really looking to do damage, but,
I mean, Talonflame kind of picks up the slack there with that taunt, stopping Smeargle from... I mean, I don't think we've seen Smeargle use any sort of attacking move yet.
No, I mean, the Smeargle could very realistically just be unable to do anything.
And that's what we see. We see it get the evasiveness boost, but it's taunted, so it can't follow me again. He could just try and, outlive the taunt, but he'd be leaving himself open for, Hyper Voice or... I don't know, what else could be Salamence be running? Double Edge, Draco Meteor, Dragon Pulse, any of those things.
I mean, the problem is yes, that boost is really nice, but I think Ian's smart enough not to try and cling on to it.
Yeah.
He's just going to get it out of there. It can't do anything, and it's going to struggle itself and really hurt itself.
Yeah, it was a great play sending in that Salamence, forcing Kangaskhan to switch out and keeping the Talonflame alive thanks to that -1 in its attack. We're going to see Groudon take Kangaskhan's place, and we are going to see that Primal Evolution again. Sun's up.
Yeah, I mean, it's Florida.
Time to party.
It's Florida. You're going to see some sun down here. As a pale person myself, I can attest to that. It's interesting, though. Again, we've seen this a few times when people take the Talonflame and Groudon on their own team. He's just helping the Flare Blitz.
If he has Flare Blitz. We haven't seen this Talonflame do anything except taunt yet.
Yeah. I mean, most like to go for it. He's just Fake Outing to avoid struggle damage on himself, and I think he's looking to stay in with that evasiveness boost. So he's just going to really look to not struggle.
And it works. I mean, he dodges the Hyper Voice from that Salamence. It picks up a crit on that Groudon, though. Smeargle gets another evasiveness boost. What is going on here?
This is now again at +4, and
how is he training that Smeargle? I want to
a
know.
lot of love and care. Love, care, attention, extra poppins, you name it, he's done it. You know, Kevin got a tailwind up though.
He did
Not
get
that
the
he was
tailwind
too
up.
concerned about speed before now. You know, it's up, so it helps whatever's in the back.
It helps whatever's in the back, and that crit against that Groudon really stops Ian's Eruption from doing damage here. This is a mixed Groudon. I don't think we saw the third move yet, at least last game. I don't think
he
it's Rock
revealed it.
Slide.
No, he didn't show that. He just showed Precipice Blades and Eruption and Protect. So it does have another attacking move that hopefully Ian wants to keep secret as much as possible.
It looks like Kevin doubled into the Groudon, who protected, and Smeargle dodged the Hyper Voice again, getting the attack boost this time and the speed drop. I think this is identical to what happened last game.
A similar sequence. I don't know about the drops as much.
He got a speed drop, I think, for the third Moody boost last time.
Oh, see, it's done what it needed to do. It avoided the taunts. Because it stayed in. It got its evasiveness up.
And Salamence gets a second crit from that double edge. I don't know if that mattered, but
it's a lot of damage.
That's a lot of damage.
With the Aerial 8 adding to it as well.
Oh, man. Oh! Oh, my God. Okay. So Smeargle dodged the taunt from the Talonflame and then double missed the Dark Void that turn. What is going on?
I think this is Smeargle in a nutshell. It can be doing great things. It can also be doing awful things for you. It's already divisive enough as it is, and this game really shows why some people just don't like playing against it.
I can really understand. I mean, poor Smeargle is just trying so hard, but
yep, it's lived through everything. It's been on the field since turn 1, not taken any damage yet, and it just wants to Dark Void.
Talonflame's going to go for Quick Guard here, not trying to taunt the Smeargle again, but hoping to stop that Salamence from using Double Edge. Connects with Kangaskhan. It looks like Kevin is just aggressively targeting Smeargle's partner in hopes that Smeargle is the last thing alive so he can just pick up the win.
Yeah, that's the best thing to do right now. And Smeargle can't actually damage you, so as long as it doesn't have a damaging partner next to it, it'll be fine. Unfortunately, you can't target them when you're asleep. That does cause some commotion.
You can't. Smeargle picks up a speed boost. It loses more attack, but Smeargle's not going to attack, so that's not really too much damage to it. It is at +1 speed, still at +4 evasion. Yeah.
It's free to sit on the field, essentially. He just has to hope that his partner, the Kangaskhan right now, and whatever Ian has left in the back, most likely his Groudon, which he's looking to bring in here.
No, it's actually Xerneas. Groudon was knocked out already.
My mistake.
Perfect opportunity for Xerneas, though. Both of the Pokemon on the other side of the field are asleep. Odds are only one of them is going to wake up next turn, so Xerneas could probably get away with a Geomancy here, which could really swing the game in Ian's favor.
Yep, I mean, it's a good time to be dropping the Geomancy. Let's see what Moody has for us.
Oh!
+6 evasiveness Smeargle. Is now on the field, so
the speed's back down to 0, but
it really doesn't matter at this point.
No, it really doesn't.
I think it's safe to say it's okay to follow me now. You're likely not going to get hit.
Wow, Talonflame does get the second turn wake up and does get the Tailwind up. So the good news is for that Geomancy, if we are going to see Xerneas use it, there it is.
It's just going to match the speed.
It's just going to match the speed. But that's still, wow, that +6 evasion is huge right now.
Yeah, it's going to be a nightmare to try and touch that Smeargle. It's free to just follow me and not get hit.
Especially since, like, Xerneas is a very specially bulky Pokemon now that it has the +2 in special defense. Okay, we did not see an evasiveness drop.
It's not dropping, it's just going up.
It's just going up, and, both Talonflame and Salamence can attack physically, but they're all single target moves. So all Smeargle has to do right now is just continue to press follow me, continue to dodge, and just let Xerneas clean up.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is like you have to aggressively target the partner. You can't when there's follow me. You have to then start targeting, the +6 evasiveness Smeargle.
Which unfortunately does not work out for Kevin. Missing the Brave Bird and Salamence remains asleep. It's down to 1 versus 3.
Yeah, I mean this is the Smeargle syndrome. It's essentially not even the Dark Void pressure. It's just one with that Moody boost, and that, that's why players love it. If you go well and get the right boost, you can win games you, as some would say, don't deserve to almost. If it doesn't go so well, you'll probably be okay.
Yeah, you'll probably be okay.
You still have Dark Void.
Oh, he still has Groudon as well. Okay, I must have misread how many Pokemon are left. So we have Groudon and Xerneas both at full health. Groudon revealing its red orb, taking a moment to, bring the sunlight back on the field against the full health, full evasion Smeargle, the full health Geomancy Xerneas, and that damaged Kangaskhan in the back.
Yeah, it's a really good position for Ian in that, although there are spread moves to be worried about, he's now going to be able to just Dark Void. Probably not going to get hit.
We are going to see Kevin's Xerneas go for the Geomancy, so making sure that it can at least somewhat trade with Ian's Xerneas, which has also already gotten the Geomancy up.
Yeah, it's just trying to match Geomancy, so when the Tailwind runs out, they're both at the same statistic level.
They're both at the same speed, and they both can survive each other's Moonblast, barring like a crit or something. Precipice Blades will not connect with Smeargle. Smeargle does go for the second Dark Void, or third Dark Void at this point. I've lost count. But Xerneas dodges.
Yeah, I mean, it's not the worst thing. He at least hit one, but Precipice Blades with its low accuracy to begin with, then trying to hit a +6 evasiveness is not too beneficial.
It's not really something you can count on, unfortunately.
No, you're definitely fishing, and the numbers aren't in your favor. But
Dazzling Gleam fails to connect with that Smeargle again. Does do about half damage to Ian's Xerneas, though, which will then also Dazzling Gleam and does about the same amount of damage to Kevin's Xerneas.
Yeah. It's almost like they're very similar Xerneas, some may say.
I mean, they look pretty similar there. I see a couple shinies,
Maybe.
Anyways, we did get an evasiveness drop from that Smeargle, so he could land an attack now. It's
only at +5.
It's only
he
+5.
May be able to damage him with one of the spread moves. Interesting, Ian goes for a Follow Me, and knowing that both of his opponent's Pokemon have spread moves, probably a bit of a waste. Nothing else to do, though. I mean,
nothing else to do except clean up.
Yeah.
Picking up the KO on Groudon pretty easily with that Moonblast, and the other Xerneas will actually hit the Dazzling Gleam on the Smeargle.
Oh my word!
He got one attack in the entire game.
But the Focus Sash is still there.
And he gets the evasiveness boost back.
Evasiveness is now back to +6.
Yeah. Well, it was good while it lasted.
Yeah, at least you got one off. That's,
you got one.
There's some confidence to take into Game 2 on that one.
All right, we're going to see both, I believe, Kevin and Ian Xerneas go for Protect.
Yeah.
Leading Smeargle just to, continue rolling the dice, getting those Moody boosts.
Let's see what we have this turn. I've got an attack boost.
Special attack drop. I don't really know what to say at this point.
I think this is, really interesting in how the community views Smeargle. It's not popular to begin with.
I mean,
and then when it does things like this in games like this, it doesn't help itself.
If Dark Void misses again here, which it does, it's possible that the Xerneas can win it, unless Kevin is running, or not Kevin, excuse me, Ian is running Sucker Punch on his Kangaskhan, and that Sucker Punch picks up the KO. This is a really interesting position to be in. I mean,
although Ian's Smeargle has done a lot, it's really disrupted things. The fact that the two Kevin had in the back had spread moves meant Follow Me was kind of wasted. Then he was looking for Dark Voids, which we know have the accuracy problem. So I think,
it's going to come down to the Sucker Punch roll, I think. Assuming Ian has it.
Yeah, I mean, if Ian has it, he can put damage down. But with the Fairy typing and it not being very effective, all he really needs to do is just take out the Kangaskhan.
Ooh. So it looks like the Smeargle went straight for the Dark Void. It actually outsped the Xerneas.
It's because of the Moody boost have brought it round to a point where it then outspeeds.
Wow.
That
was an insane game. I know we don't have a player cam, but Ian just stood up and just kind of did one of those things where he threw his hands in the air like, how did I pull this off?
I think
Looks like he's taking a quick break.
Yeah, he looks like he needs to walk away after that. He was really on the back foot.
Yeah, I don't blame him. I mean, in games like that where you're just constantly waiting to see how the RNG rolls, it is so stressful as a player.
Yeah, we can see where we're sitting. Kevin looks somewhat dejected. I think it's fair to say that when a game goes like that, there's nothing you can do.
Yeah, so we're going to switch back to the commentary cam real quick while Ian goes to, collect himself after such a stressful game. Or actually, no, they're jumping right back into it.
Yeah, I mean, Ian just got a quick water and he's ready to go.
Yeah.
He's ready to bring Smeargle again, I believe.
Yeah, so if you're Kevin, public enemy #1, take the Smeargle down. Don't let it get its +6 evasion.
I think it would be interesting for Kevin to bring his own Smeargle and kind of try and beat Ian at his own game. Ian's had his game of really good luck with the Smeargle, so why can't Kevin? I mean, he didn't bring it at all. It's like he didn't want to play a mirror, which is fine. But he missed out on the chance to roll the really good dice in the same way Ian did.
Yeah, and sometimes when you are playing a Smeargle team and you're running Smeargle yourself, you have to put yourself into that position where you're both rolling the dice. Because if you don't take that shot and your opponent gets lucky, there's really nothing you can do.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely safe to say that Ian got a little more than he bargained for with his Smeargle that game. No one expects to get it at +6. That's 100% not something you go into game thinking, I'm going to get a +6 evasiveness Smeargle.
But I mean, Ian's done it twice now, so clearly we should all be asking him, what's his secret?
Yeah, there's something in the water where Ian's from.
That must be the trick. That makes sense.
Not a Florida local.
All right, so we're starting game 2 now. Again, this is Kevin versus Ian. This is game 2 of the finals at the Florida VGC Regional Premier Challenge, not championships. We are going to see a Talonflame Kangaskhan lead against the same Kangaskhan Smeargle lead from Ian. I guess hoping that we'll see more evasive boosts or something.
Yeah, I think, again, it's going to be a similar kind of turn. The Talonflame's going to try and shut down the Smeargle. And the Kangaskhan's, they just sort of threaten each other. I mean, we've seen Kangaskhan's carrying low kick. If one of them doesn't have it, though, they almost end up at a disadvantage. Or if neither of them have it, then they just have to throw, same type attack bonus boosted moves at each other, which is big enough damage as it is.
Yeah. I think it's safe to say that Kevin's Smeargle matchup this time around is a lot better than it was last time.
Yeah, I mean, both of these can really punish Smeargle. He's seen it's got a focus sash, so he can then, use Parental Bond to take it down without triggering the sash, which is a really, really useful interaction to have here.
Yeah, we are going to see both Kangaskhan Mega Evolve this turn.
Interesting to note that Kevin's Mega Evolved first, potentially a little faster. They've not really had the chance to figure that out first.
Wow, okay, Smeargle revealing its 4th move. It's Fake Out, actually, faking out the Kangaskhan, taking the taunt from the Talonflame in return. I don't think that's really going to stop Smeargle, but, that power-up punch from Ian's Kangaskhan into Kevin's Kangaskhan is going to get it to +2, and I guess now he has 2 threats to deal with. Do you leave the Smeargle alive, knowing that if he gets the evasiveness boost here, which he doesn't, he gets an accuracy boost and a speed drop.
That's an interesting trade-off. He's really likely to hit his Dark Voids now, but he's going to be going late in the turn.
He's going to be going late.
After Kangaskhan. He's definitely going to be going after Talonflame. So maybe this isn't Smeargle's day. And as we see here, he pulls it right out of that field. He doesn't run it in with those boosts.
I mean, without the evasiveness boost, staying in and trying to outstall that taunt, I don't think it was really worth it for Smeargle. He can do a lot more damage, in a Dark Void sense later on in the game.
Yeah, he can come in later when his speed hasn't been lowered. Maybe in front of a Pokemon that's a little slower. Like, these two are quite quick.
Yeah.
So, maybe he'll be able to just get the Dark Void in first rather than having to go down to his Sash and, then drop the Dark Void.
Yeah, we're going to see Talonflame go for the Tailwind, and we're going to see a frustration from Kevin's Kangaskhan. Does not do anywhere near enough to pick up the KO, and we're going to see Ian's Kangaskhan going for the power-up punch again into Kevin's Kangaskhan, only getting it to +3, but that is still a huge force to be reckoned with.
Yeah, I mean, it's now at +3. It's going to be doing a lot of damage, whatever it throws out. But it is surrounded by this Talonflame. I mean, the Talonflame's taunted, tailwinded. Now it's done all its setup. It's free to attack, and it'll probably be able to tidy up that Kangaskhan before it can really deal more huge damage.
Yeah, it looks like Kangaskhan has enough chip damage on it that, yeah, no questions asked. Brave Bird can handle that.
Yeah.
Interesting to see what, Kevin's Groudon's going to do in this position, though. Do you go for the Earth Power or the Precipice Blades? Do you go for Eruption?
Yeah, I mean, he knows he's quicker. There's not going to be awkward Groudon speed ties. And Ian brings in his Smeargle, giving up that +3 because he knows it's going to be hard to hold on to.
He also protects on the Groudon. It looks like he's trying to outstall Tailwind here.
Yeah.
Maybe hoping that, after Brave Bird recoil and maybe some chip damage or something from that Groudon next turn will be enough damage to take out the Talonflame.
Yeah, I mean, at least the Smeargle didn't die. That's the biggest thing.
Yes,
is
yeah.
that it's still alive.
It's still alive, but it
Until
is going to
this.
take a Precipice Blades from that Groudon, which definitely does 1 HP of damage to that Smeargle.
Yeah, it does more than enough.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Ian gave it up, and as we saw how much work it did in the last game, it's quite difficult without that. He brings in Fake Out pressure again, which is nice, but, he's still slower.
He's still slower, and it's really hard to say whether or not Fake Out is enough for him to swing things more in his favor here. I think knocking out that Talonflame is going to be huge if he can get it, because then he doesn't have to worry as much about the priority Brave Bird, but I don't know. I think if I were in Ian's shoes, I would try and do everything I could to get rid of the Talonflame and hope that you can, take out the Groudon later. Talonflame does go for Quick Guard, though, so if Ian went for Fake Out,
Yeah, he's been
goes.
stopped. The Groudon's now free to just Precipice Blades. It does
But-
miss Ian's Groudon. That is a really big miss. While Kangaskhan was probably expecting to die, or, it was going to get either Brave Birded or something,
that Precipice Blade miss allows Ian's Groudon to go for Earth Power onto Kevin's Groudon, picking up a
critical
crit.
hit and knock it out.
Yeah, I mean, having run Groudon a few times and having done these calcs, I know that if he's not running a bulky Groudon, then that crit didn't matter. But if we don't really know what kind of Groudon that is, it could very well be some combination of HP or special defense.
Yeah, and looking through the information we've been provided with, I don't think the critical hit mattered. I know some people.
Okay.
I know some people love to get your memes out. Not the crit mattered. Not this time. That would have been a tidy one-hit KO.
Yeah, so we're down 2v2. Talonflame Xerneas versus Xerneas Groudon. Talonflame will go for the Brave Bird into the Xerneas? No, into the Groudon. Taking a little bit of chip damage from the recoil from the Life Orb. Enough to ensure that, provided it gets hit this turn, it's going to get knocked out. Xerneas going straight for the Geomancy. Not wasting any time there.
No, if you have the ability to Geomancy and you feel safe enough to, I think it's worth doing. It's such a large amount of increased stats, that all benefit it really well. There's no reason not to. And Ian does the same with his. They're both using the Power Herb variety. They're both able to do that 2-turn move in 1 turn.
Yeah, it was kind of a weird position to be in because if either player were to have Geomancied and the other one wouldn't have, it would have instantly just, turned the tables here.
Yeah, it's similar to how some people trade Tailwinds early game. What they're doing here is just late game trading Geomancy. And the good thing for Kevin here is he got Geomancy up before Eruption.
He got Geomancy up before Eruption, and he also got it up before Ian's Xerneas. That, I don't think...
He had the Tailwind.
Right, Tailwind just ran out.
Yeah.
Never mind.
But I mean, he really knew to the ground on that turn with the Brave Bird and then putting it down. Although Kevin is stuck now 1-on-2. They've traded Geomancies. He doesn't have the Tailwind advantage. So it's going to be awkward. He has to really throw out the spread moves, whereas Ian's freer to just go the single target, which does a little more damage.
Yeah, it looks like the Xerneas from Kevin's side of the field will Moonblast the Groudon, picking up the KO. I believe Ian probably also went for Moonblast here. There's really no point in Dazzling Gleaming when there's only one other Pokemon on the field. And that
he gets
crit.
a critical hit. Ian seals up the game 2-0.
And that's it. Ian is our Premier Challenge champion.
Yeah, the night before Premier Challenge goes to Ian. It's a nice 30 CPs picked up.
Yeah.
Gives him good confidence going into tomorrow.
Oh,
as well.
definitely. I mean, if you win a PC the night before, like, that is just, you know, the perfect way to go into regionals the next day. Even
Yeah.
if he's not running the same team, he knows that, like, his plays are solid. He knows that he's in the right mindset.
Yeah,
and maybe that CP is enough to, you know, make it so he doesn't have to perform as well tomorrow to get to the point value that he wants.
Yeah, that's definitely something. He'll be a player to watch tomorrow. We'll be trying to catch him on the stream, most certainly. Players just shaking hands. Kevin doesn't look too dejected. I mean, still nice second place, 20 CP.
He's smiling.
Yeah, he looks
so
pretty happy about it. So
I think he knows that in games like that game one, you know,
there's nothing you can
there's
do.
nothing. He did the best he could given the circumstances. There's no reason why you should be salty about that, except for maybe, you know, the terrible hacks.
I mean, yeah, the Moody Boosts were pretty awful, but at least he's taking in good spirits. And I
Yeah.
think, you know, second year PC, another player who we can be watching tomorrow and thinking, you know, is he
Definitely.
going to perform?
So I think that's it for us from Florida for tonight.
Yep.
Thank you, everybody, so much for watching. We will be back tomorrow morning. Does anybody know what time we start tomorrow morning? Okay,
Yeah.
so registration's at 8 a.m. Expect round 1 to go live on stream around 9 a.m. You can follow both Dawes and myself or the Pokemon Center VGC Twitter for more updates on when exactly we go live. Does Ian want to be interviewed?
I mean, he's just sort of basking in it.
Yeah, Alright. Alright, so here, I'll give you my headset and I'll swap seats with you, because otherwise you're out of range of the camera.
Alright.
Come on in, Ian. Gather round in a non-creepy way. So you've just won the night before PC. How are you feeling?
Pretty good,
Yeah? You enjoying your Smeargle?
for sure.
Was that the strategy go in? Just get the Smeargle up and just let it do its thing? Or, you know,
Kinda, sorta.
that's a yes then. We take those. I mean, yes or no's probably. But, yeah. Do you like the team? Sticking with it tomorrow?
Probably not.
No? Changing it up?
Yeah, probably.
So what are you thinking of tomorrow, if you wish to divulge such information?
I'm not sure yet.
Alright. So, what are your thoughts on the format in general? Are there any things you're like, oh, I don't want to play against that, it's going to be awful? Anything you're like, it's fine, I'll take that?
Okay, so mirrors are disgusting. Smeargle is gross too. Especially Smeargle.
So you don't want to play other Smeargles?
Basically.
How do you feel in your final that Kevin didn't bring his Smeargle? Was that something you were like really worried about?
I was surprised he didn't bring it, because like, when you have a Smeargle, not bringing it is like putting yourself at a disadvantage.
So you think, would you agree with Twitch chat in saying that Smeargle is bae? Is that an agreement you'd make?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Alright. Well, I think you're popular. Care to share any secrets on how you got the Smeargle to always get plus evasion, or is that just...
You have to be pretty good at Smeargle. Like, it took a lot of skill to train it that well, right?
Yeah, do you believe in it? Is that...
Yeah, basically. And a lot.
Yeah, there's the secret from the man himself.
The like chocolatey one.
So there you have it. The secret to Smeargle is play the mini games. That's all we can say. I think that's it for today. Fair to say? Yep.
Can I give like a shout out or two?
Yeah, of course you can. Go ahead. You can do more than 2. I mean,
Let's see. Well, like, first and most importantly, I like to thank Chris Brown, right?
yeah. I mean,
After that game, like, he's really on my back. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Okay, Nick, sure. Nick Walterhouse. Follow him on Twitter, Berserk VGC. And I guess that's it.
is that it?
Yeah.
Not even your mum. That's rude. That's rude. Anyway, that's it for tonight. We'll be back tomorrow morning around 9 a.m. with round 1, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Wait, go on the standby screen and then wait. You have to wait for 20 seconds. Go on the standby screen.